Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel English Achieve Students Hub. My brilliant students, today's video is something very close to your heart. Because today, we are talking about a challenge that almost every student faces, but rarely speaks about. Let me ask you something important. Have you ever sat at your desk, opened your book, and suddenly felt completely alone? Have you ever wanted to study, but your mind felt empty, confused, or tired? Have you ever wished someone could guide you, motivate you, or sit beside you when you study? If your answer is yes, then stay with me till the end of this video, because today I will reveal something powerful. You are never truly alone when you study. There is a stronger version of you, inside you, watching you, guiding you, and waiting to grow. When you study alone, you are not lonely. You are building a personal relationship with your future self. And in this video, I will share 8 life-changing secrets that will help you study alone with confidence, focus, discipline, and unstoppable motivation. These secrets are simple. They are practical. They are powerful, and if you follow them, studying alone will become one of your greatest strengths. So take a deep breath. Sit up straight, because your transformation begins right now. Secret 1. Create your personal study zone. If you truly want to study alone with focus, discipline, and clarity, the first and most important step is to build your personal study zone. Your environment is not just a physical space, it is a mental signal. It shapes your thoughts, your energy, and even the way your brain processes information. A messy space creates a messy mind. A noisy space creates a distracted mind. But a clean, calm, and organized space creates a powerful mind ready to learn. This is why your study zone must be designed with intention. Your study zone does not have to be big, fancy, or expensive. It can be a tiny corner of your room, a simple table, or even a quiet spot near a window. What matters is not how beautiful it looks, but how peaceful it feels. Your brain must recognize this place as a zone of growth. The moment you sit there, your mind should automatically receive one message. This is where I grow. This is where I improve. This is where I build my future. To create such a space, start by removing anything unnecessary. Clutter makes your brain feel overwhelmed. Keep only the items you truly need: your books, a notebook, a pen, and maybe a water bottle. Use good lighting, because poor light can make your eyes tired and your mind slow. Natural light is best, but a simple desk lamp can work if you study at night. Choose a chair that is comfortable but firm. Remember, studying is an active process. If your chair is too soft, your body becomes lazy and your mind follows. Make your study zone your learning temple. You can personalize it gently. Maybe a small plant, a motivational quote, or a neatly arranged set of pens. These small touches create an atmosphere of purpose. But avoid decorating your space with things that cause distraction, such as gadgets, unnecessary screens, or items that pull your attention away from your books. Every time you sit in your study zone, behave like a serious learner. Sit with a straight back. Place your book in front of you. Take a deep breath. Your ritual matters because your brain responds to consistency. When you repeat the same routine in the same place every day, your mind automatically shifts into learning mode. You won't need to force focus. Your environment will trigger it. Over time, your study zone becomes more than just a place. It becomes a habit, a mindset, a symbol of your discipline, a quiet reminder of your dreams. Even on days when you feel tired or unmotivated, sitting in your study space will give you the strength to continue. It will protect your goals, support your progress, and build your confidence day by day. This is the real power of having a personal study zone. It teaches your brain that you are serious about your future, serious about your growth, and serious about becoming the student you dream to be. Secret 2. Use the power of small goals. Studying alone becomes difficult not because students are weak or lazy, but because they expect too much from themselves at once. Many students believe they must study for long hours, memorize everything in one sitting, or finish big tasks in a single day. But your brain is not a machine. It does not respond well to pressure. It does not grow under stress. Your brain grows through small steps, small wins, and small victories repeated again and again. Your brain does not need pressure. It needs progress. This is why learning the power of small goals is one of the most important secrets for studying alone. When you give yourself small goals, your mind relaxes. It feels safe. It feels confident. It feels capable. Small goals are friendly. They tell your brain, yes, you can do this. And once your brain feels success, even a tiny success, it begins to crave more. That craving becomes motivation. That motivation becomes consistency. And that consistency becomes achievement. Instead of saying, I will study for 3 hours, tell yourself, I will study for 15 minutes with full focus. 15 minutes is not scary. 15 minutes feels easy. Your brain can agree to that without resistance. And after that 15 minutes, you might feel ready for another 15 minutes. This is how real productivity begins. Small, simple, stress-free steps. Instead of promising yourself, I will finish the entire chapter, try saying, I will understand 1 page deeply. 1 page is not overwhelming. 1 page feels possible. And when you understand 1 page, your confidence grows. You realize, if I can understand 1 page, I can understand another. Slowly, without forcing yourself, you finish the whole chapter, but with better understanding and focus. Small goals also help you avoid procrastination. Big tasks look like mountains. They scare your mind and push you away from studying. But small goals look like stepping stones. They invite you forward. They give your brain a simple, clear path. And when the path is simple, the journey becomes possible. Another advantage of small goals is that they help you stay consistent. Anyone can study hard for 1 day, but successful students are the ones who study steadily every day. Small goals make daily study feel light and doable. You don't burn out. You don't panic. You don't give up halfway. Instead, you build a steady rhythm of learning, a rhythm your mind loves and supports. With small goals, every study session becomes a success. Even if you study for only 10 minutes, you still win. Even if you understand only a paragraph, you still move forward. Progress is progress, no matter how small. And these small steps add up. They build momentum. They turn into habits. And those habits turn into powerful results. This is the simple truth you must remember. Big successes are built from small, honest steps. The students who achieve the most are not the ones who try to do everything in 1 day. They are the ones who do a little bit every day. So break your tasks into tiny pieces. Break your goals into friendly steps. Break your study time into small, focused sessions. Small goals may look simple, but they are the strongest tool you have. They protect your mind from fear, push you toward consistency, and slowly shape you into the disciplined, confident student you want to become. Secret 3. Master the art of active studying. When you study alone, your biggest challenge is not the difficulty of the subject, it is how you study. Passive reading is the silent enemy of every student. Reading without thinking, without questioning, without involvement, is like pouring water into a basket. No matter how much you read, very little stays in your mind. If you want to truly learn, remember, and understand, you must study actively. Active studying is not just reading words. It is engaging with them, thinking about them, and making them your own. It is the difference between memorizing for a short time and learning for life. Active studying begins with attention. When you pick up your book, stop yourself from reading like a machine. Slow down. Focus. Notice the ideas, concepts, and examples. Underline important points. Highlight words that are new or confusing, and make small marks that your brain can follow later. These simple marks do more than decorate your book. They give your mind signals about what is important. They help your brain recognize patterns, organize information, and remember better. The next step is explanation. Teach the material to yourself as if you were explaining it to someone else. Speak out loud if you can. Use simple words. Explain every concept clearly. When you explain ideas in your own voice, your brain processes them on a deeper level. Understanding moves from your eyes and ears into your mind, and eventually into your long-term memory. This method is called the Feynman technique, and it works because your brain learns by doing, not by just reading. Writing notes is another powerful way to study actively. But don't just copy the book. Write in your own words. Summarize ideas, create short bullet points, and draw simple diagrams if needed. When you write, your mind organizes and processes the information, making it easier to recall later. Writing also keeps your hands and brain active at the same time, which strengthens learning even further. Ask questions as you study. Questions are like tools that dig deeper into your mind. Why does this happen? How can I remember this? What does this example really mean? Don't wait for someone to answer you. Try to answer the questions yourself. If you struggle, check your notes or the book. But the act of questioning and seeking answers makes your learning active, engaged, and meaningful. Another key to active studying is self-testing. Challenge yourself to recall what you have learned without looking at your notes. Close your book and try to write or speak what you remember. This is one of the most effective ways to strengthen your memory. Your brain loves challenges. It thrives on the act of retrieving information. Each successful recall reinforces your learning and builds your confidence. Active studying keeps your brain alive. It increases focus, deepens understanding, and improves memory. When you read passively, your mind may wander. But when you underline, explain, write, question, and recall, your mind stays alert. Learning becomes interesting, engaging, and even enjoyable. Your brain begins to expect activity and attention, and it starts to cooperate with you in powerful ways. Remember, your brain loves activity. It loves thinking, analyzing, and solving. It wants to work with your effort. Do not just be a silent reader. Do not allow your eyes to passively scan words. Be a thinking learner. Engage, interact, and challenge yourself. The more active you are, the stronger your understanding becomes. The more involved you are, the easier it is to remember. The more your brain works, the faster you grow as a student. Active studying is not just a method, it is a mindset. It transforms the way you study. the way you understand, and the way you succeed. Master this art, and studying alone will no longer feel lonely or boring. Instead, it will feel powerful, effective, and life-changing. Secret 4. Build a strong routine that protects you. Studying alone is a skill, and like any skill, it requires discipline. But the discipline I am talking about is not the strict, painful kind that makes studying feel like a burden. It is the soft, powerful kind of discipline that quietly shapes your habits, strengthens your focus, and protects your goals. Discipline becomes a shield that guards your study time from distractions, excuses, and laziness. And the strongest form of discipline is routine. A routine turns studying from a choice into a natural part of your day. It removes the need for constant motivation and transforms learning into a consistent, unstoppable habit. The first step to building a strong routine is to choose fixed study times. Even if you can only dedicate 1 hour each day, make it consistent. Pick the same time every day, morning, afternoon, or evening. Whatever works best for your energy levels and daily schedule. When you stick to a schedule, your brain begins to recognize the pattern. Over time, it will automatically prepare itself to focus at that hour, even before you sit down. This is the magic of a routine. It trains your mind to expect learning, which makes studying easier and more natural. Next, choose a regular place to study. Your study zone should not change frequently. When your brain associates a specific location with learning, it begins to enter study mode as soon as you arrive. Whether it is a quiet corner of your room, a small desk, or a favorite spot in the library, consistency matters. The combination of time and place creates a powerful signal for your brain that it is time to focus. It is like flipping a switch. Your environment and schedule together prime your mind for productivity. A strong routine also relies on a consistent pattern. This includes how you start your study session, what tasks you prioritize, and how you end it. For example, you might begin with a quick review of what you learned yesterday, then focus on a small goal today, and finish with self-testing or summarizing notes. Following a structured pattern ensures that your study sessions are productive, organized, and effective. Your mind thrives on structure because it removes confusion and decision fatigue. The less your brain wastes energy deciding what to do next, the more energy it has to learn deeply. Routine does more than just make studying easier. It gives your day structure. Structure is clarity. Clarity is power. When you know exactly when and where you will study, your mind is free to focus entirely on learning. You stop wasting time on distractions or feeling guilty for not studying. A routine creates a rhythm in your day, a rhythm that your brain can rely on. Even on days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or distracted, the routine carries you forward. Motivation is unreliable, but habits are powerful. Another important aspect of a strong routine is balance. Make sure your schedule includes short breaks, moments of reflection, and rewards for your effort. A routine is not a punishment, it is a guide. It protects your goals while keeping you healthy, focused, and motivated. Over time, your routine becomes part of your identity. You become the kind of student who naturally studies every day, not because someone told you to, but because it has become a part of who you are. The beauty of disciplined routines is that they work even when motivation disappears. Motivation comes and goes, but habits remain. A strong routine ensures that your study habits continue to grow stronger no matter how you feel. It is like having an invisible force that guides you forward day after day, step by step, building the future you desire. In summary, a strong routine protects you, guides you, and strengthens your mind. It transforms studying alone from a challenge into a habit. It gives your brain clarity, energy, and readiness. It carries you through days of laziness, distraction, or fatigue. And the more consistent you are, the easier learning becomes. Build your routine, respect it, follow it, and you will see how powerful studying alone can truly be. Secret 5. Learn to love silence and aloneness. Many students fear studying alone because silence can feel uncomfortable. It can feel heavy, strange, or even boring. Your mind may start wandering. Thoughts may feel loud, and the emptiness of quiet can feel intimidating. But silence is not your enemy. It is your most powerful partner in learning. In fact, when you learn to embrace silence and aloneness, you unlock a strength inside yourself that no one else can give you. Silence is not a space to escape from. It is a space to enter, explore, and grow. When you sit in silence, your mind becomes sharper. Without constant noise and distraction, your thoughts start to become clear. Ideas that seemed scattered now begin to organize themselves. Understanding deepens, and your ability to focus improves dramatically. Silence creates a unique environment where your brain can work at its natural speed. It allows you to process information, connect concepts, and understand ideas without interruption. It is in these quiet moments that learning flows effortlessly, like water filling an empty cup. Loving silence also helps you develop self-awareness. When you study alone in quiet, you start to listen to your own mind. You hear your questions, your confusions, your doubts, but you also hear your ideas, your realizations, and your inner guidance. This is a rare and powerful skill. Most people never stop to listen to themselves. They fill every moment with noise, music, or screens. But the student who can focus in silence is the student who can truly think, analyze, and solve problems independently. Silence is also a shield against distraction. In our noisy world, attention is constantly pulled in different directions. Social media notifications, background chatter, or even random thoughts can break your concentration. But when you love silence, you regain control. Noise loses its power over you. You learn to protect your focus. You train your mind to stay present and attentive. And the more comfortable you become with silence, the easier it is to maintain deep concentration for longer periods. Another benefit of love in silence is mental calmness. Studying alone can sometimes feel lonely or isolating, but silence transforms it into peacefulness. Instead of feeling bored or anxious, you begin to enjoy the calmness of learning by yourself. You feel free to explore ideas without judgment. You feel empowered to think independently. You feel strong because you are learning to rely on your own mind. Silence is not empty. It is full of possibilities, insights, and answers waiting to be discovered. Learning to love silence and aloneness is a skill that will stay with you for life. It will make you more focused, self-disciplined, and independent. It will give you an edge over students who cannot sit quietly to concentrate. Most importantly, it will teach you that your mind is your most powerful tool. The student who can study alone and enjoy silence is the student who can achieve any goal. Silence becomes a friend, a guide, and a mentor that will always be there, even when others are not. So, do not fear quiet. Do not avoid being alone with your books and your thoughts. Instead, embrace it. Step into silence with patience and confidence. Learn to hear your own mind. Learn to enjoy the calm. Learn to focus. And you will discover a new kind of strength, one that comes from within. A strength that will make studying alone not just possible, but enjoyable and powerful. Secret 6. Push through the hard moments. Every student faces difficulty at some point, no matter how smart, talented, or hardworking they are. There will be moments when you sit with your book, read the same sentence over and over, and feel as if nothing is sinking in. There will be moments when your mind feels blocked, confused, or tired. There will even be moments when you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, or tempted to give up entirely. These moments are normal, and they happen to every successful student. But here is the truth. These moments are not your enemy. They are your training moments. They are the exact challenges that prepare you for growth, success, and mastery. When you study alone, pushing through these hard moments requires inner strength. It is easy to give up when things feel difficult. It is easy to procrastinate, scroll your phone, or find an excuse to stop. But true growth comes only when you resist that temptation. You must learn to fight the resistance inside your mind. You must teach your brain that frustration, confusion, and difficulty are not signals to quit. They are signals to push harder. The more you practice staying calm in these moments, the stronger your mental muscles become. Staying calm when the topic becomes hard is essential. Panic, stress, or anxiety will not help you learn. They only block your focus and memory. Take a deep breath. Slow your pace. Break the topic into smaller parts. Ask yourself questions and attempt to understand one step at a time. When you approach difficulty calmly, your brain is better able to process information and discover solutions. This is how strong students handle challenges. Not by avoiding them, but by confronting them with patience and persistence. You must also learn to keep pushing even when you feel slow. Progress is not always fast, and sometimes it may seem invisible. You may study for an hour and feel like you have learned nothing. This is normal. Growth often happens gradually, quietly, and almost invisibly. Trust the process. Each moment of effort, no matter how small, is building your understanding, memory, and confidence. The student who keeps moving forward, even slowly, will always surpass the student who gives up when things feel difficult. Growth always happens in the hard moments, not in the easy ones. Easy tasks make your brain comfortable, but they do not make it strong. Challenges, obstacles, and difficult topics stretch your mind. They teach patience, resilience, and problem-solving skills. Every time you push through a hard moment, you train your mind to handle more. You train yourself to succeed even when conditions are not perfect. You train yourself to become unstoppable. Whenever you feel frustrated, remind yourself, "This is where I become stronger. This is where my brain grows. This is where most students give up, but not me." Repeat these words until your mind believes them. Success is not about speed, talent, or even how smart you are. Success is about persistence. Success is about refusing to stop when the road is tough. Success is about moving forward when others pause, quit, or complain. Every hard moment you push through adds to your strength, confidence, and mastery. Remember, every student faces hard moments, but not every student pushes through them. You have the choice to be the student who rises above challenges. You have the choice to see difficulty as an opportunity, not an obstacle. You have the choice to grow stronger every single day. Push through the hard moments, stay calm, stay consistent, and never stop. That is how studying alone transforms from a challenge into a superpower. Secret 7. Reward yourself to keep the motivation. Alive, studying alone can sometimes feel tiring, boring, or even overwhelming. You may feel motivated at the start, but after some time, your energy can fade, your focus can drift, and your mind can begin to resist learning. This is where the power of rewards becomes a game changer. Rewarding yourself is not childish or unnecessary. It is scientific. When you complete a task, even a small one, and give your brain a positive signal, it releases a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is your brain's feel-good hormone. It makes you happy, excited, and motivated. It is the same chemical that athletes, artists, and successful people rely on to stay driven and consistent. By using rewards intelligently, you can train your brain to love studying, enjoy learning, and stay motivated even during long, lonely study sessions. Creating a personal reward system is the key. The system does not have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking a short break after focused study, or treating yourself after completing a goal. For example, after 20 minutes of full, uninterrupted focus, give yourself a 5-minute break. Stretch, drink water, or walk around. These small breaks not only refresh your mind, but also teach your brain to associate concentration with pleasure. You start to see studying as a series of victories, not a long, exhausting task. And the more your brain experiences success, the more motivated it becomes to continue. After completing a chapter, you can treat yourself with a favorite snack, a cup of tea, or something small that brings you joy. The reward reinforces your achievement and creates a positive feedback loop. Your brain begins to connect studying with happiness. Instead of seeing books and notes as boring, your mind starts to see them as opportunities for success and satisfaction. Similarly, after finishing a larger goal, like completing a set of exercises or mastering a topic, you can reward yourself with something relaxing. Watching a favorite video, listening to music, or enjoying a hobby for a short time. These rewards help your brain reset, recharge, and prepare for the next round of learning. Rewards can also be scaled to bigger achievements. For example, after completing a weekly target, you might reward yourself with something special. A small outing, a treat, or some time doing what you love. This teaches your brain that long-term effort and consistency are worth celebrating. When you consistently combine learning with rewards, you start to enjoy the process. Studying alone stops feeling like a chore and begins to feel like a journey filled with accomplishments, excitement, and personal growth. Rewards also increase your confidence. Each time you reward yourself after completing a task, your brain records that achievement. Your mind starts believing, "I can do this. I am capable." Learning feels good. Motivation grows naturally, and your productivity multiplies. A motivated brain learns 10 times faster than a tired, stressed, or unmotivated one. That is why integrating rewards into your study routine is one of the most powerful secrets of successful students. In conclusion, do not wait for motivation to appear magically. Build it yourself by creating a reward system. Celebrate small wins. Reward progress, not just perfection. Connect happiness with learning. Make studying alone a positive, enjoyable experience. When your brain feels good, It learns better, remembers faster, and grows stronger. Rewards are not a luxury. They are a tool, a strategy, and a key to keeping your focus, energy, and motivation alive every single day. Secret 8. Remember your why every day. This is the most powerful secret of all. If you want to study alone with focus, persistence, and joy, you must always remember your why. Your why is more than just a reason to open your books or complete an assignment. It is your purpose, your dream, your vision for the future. It is the inner flame that will guide you through the moments when studying feels hard, boring, or exhausting. Without a clear why, motivation can easily fade, and even the best routines, habits, and strategies may lose their power. But with a strong why, every moment of effort becomes meaningful. Every challenge becomes a step toward your dream. And every study session becomes a tool for building the life you desire. Start by asking yourself deep, honest questions. Why are you studying? Why do you want to improve? Why do you want a better life? Your why may be different from anyone else's. Maybe you want to become confident in English. Maybe you want to pass a big exam. Maybe you want to help your family or achieve a dream career. Whatever it is, take the time to truly define it. The clearer your why, the stronger your motivation will be. Your why becomes the anchor that keeps you steady when distractions, fatigue, or doubt try to pull you away from your goals. Once you have your why, make it visible. Write it on a piece of paper. Keep it on your desk, in your notebook, or in a place where you will see it every day. Read it every morning before you start studying, and read it again whenever you feel distracted or unmotivated. Let it remind you that every small step, every difficult page, and every long study session is not just about books. It is about your future, your dreams, and the person you want to become. A visible why turns abstract goals into a concrete daily motivator. It connects your present effort with your future success. Your why transforms your approach to studying. It gives meaning to your struggle. When you understand your purpose, effort becomes passion. Difficulty becomes a challenge, not a burden. Fatigue becomes temporary, because your vision for the future outweighs the discomfort of the present. Your why fuels resilience and patience. Even when studying alone feels lonely, even when motivation disappears, your why continues to pull you forward. It reminds you that you are capable, that your effort matters, and that the path you are on is leading to something greater. Knowing your why also makes discipline easier. When you understand your reason for studying, following a routine becomes natural. Waking up, opening your books, and sitting in your study zone is no longer a struggle. It is a choice aligned with your purpose. Focus becomes effortless because your brain understands the importance of the task. Every action, no matter how small, is connected to your dream. This is the true power of having a why. It aligns your mind, your heart, and your habits toward a single goal, making every study session more effective and meaningful. In conclusion, your why is the most powerful tool you have as a student. It is your guiding star, your anchor in challenging times, and your source of passion and energy. Write it down, read it daily, and let it remind you who you want to become. When you study alone with a clear why, everything changes. Discipline becomes easier. Focus becomes natural. Motivation becomes constant. And studying alone, once a lonely challenge, becomes a powerful path toward your dreams, your growth, and your extraordinary future. Final words for my students. My dear students, studying alone is not a weakness. It is one of the greatest skills you can develop in your life. It is a skill that builds strength, focus, and independence. When you learn to study alone, you learn to rely on yourself. You discover self-control, responsibility, and the ability to grow even when no one is watching. This is the kind of growth that shapes champions, thinkers, and achievers. Every student who masters studying alone gains a secret power that others often overlook. The power to rise, progress, and succeed on their own. Remember the 8 powerful secrets we have discussed. Create your personal study zone where your mind knows it is time to focus. Set small goals that build confidence and momentum. Study actively so your brain stays engaged and your understanding deepens. Build a strong routine that protects your learning and carries you forward, even on hard days. Learn to love silence and aloneness, because they sharpen your mind and reveal your inner strength. Push through hard moments, because true growth always happens when the task feels most difficult. Reward yourself to keep your motivation alive. And above all, remember your why, the purpose that drives every page you read, every note you write, and every moment you spend learning. Here on English Achieve Students Hub, we believe that studying alone is not just about learning, it is about transformation. If you follow these 8 secrets, you will not just study alone, you will rise alone. You will grow alone. You will succeed alone. One day, the world will see the student you have built in silence, discipline, and dedication. Your future is waiting, full of opportunities and possibilities. Take these lessons, embrace them, and go claim the success that is already yours. The path is challenging, but the reward is extraordinary. Start today, stay consistent, and watch yourself transform into the student you always dreamed of becoming.